Now that you know the basic camera controls and have your camera set for high quality recording, it's time to start shooting. In addition to the great picture quality of these small cameras, they're easy to handle and allow you to shoot from any angle. The most important part of professional looking shooting is to hold the camera still. Nothing shouts amateur louder than a shaky shot. So instead of holding the camera with one hand and supporting it only with your wrists, take it with both hands and hold it steady. Of course, there may be some times that you need to stretch out with the camera for a high or low angle, but for most shots, a steady two-handed support under the camera will give you great results. Whenever you start a new project, there's some important housekeeping things you should always do. First, always label your tape. Put the name of the project, the tape number, and the date on both the tape and the box. When you put a new tape in the camera, always record at least 15 seconds of either color bars, if your camera has them, or just black, which you can create by holding your hand over the front of the lens. This is important for capturing your video later. When you're shooting, always plan on holding your shot for at least 10 seconds without moving the camera. If the action that you're capturing takes the full 10 seconds, then hold your shot for a few extra seconds before and after the action. One other thing, avoid zooming. This is difficult for most people. After all, there's a zoom control right at your fingertips. But be assured, nothing looks more like amateur hour than a video that zooms in and out. In general, it's best to leave your camera zoomed all the way out or wide and just move closer to your subject. Many cameras have an optical zoom and a digital zoom. The difference between these is that an optical zoom is done with the lens itself, and the digital zoom is an electronic enhancement of the picture. This camera feature makes the picture look pretty bad, so you should never use it. There's usually a display indication when you switch from optical to digital zoom. Now, framing your shots is very important, and there's a video just about framing. But to get you started, here's some quick tips. Something that is important should take up the majority of the frame. This seems pretty obvious, right? But it's important to always keep this in mind. The framing of the picture should bring the viewer's attention to your subject. If there are vertical or horizontal lines in your shot, make sure that they are vertical or horizontal. Don't shoot at odd angles. It can be disturbing to the viewer. Many cameras have a grid feature that puts horizontal and vertical guidelines in your viewer. When you're shooting people looking into the camera, make sure their eyes are in the top 1/3 of the frame. The space above somebody's head is called headroom, and too much headroom looks bad, like this. Those are a few tips to get you started. You can continue on to the next lesson, or you can start shooting.